Welcome back to World Coin Mistake, the channel where hidden treasures in your pocket change are revealed. And today's coin will absolutely shock you. You may think you know what a simple European coin is worth, but I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never look at small change the same way again. Because today we are diving deep into one of the most unbelievable discoveries in modern numismatics, the 2007 1 cent coin. A coin that most people would overlook as completely worthless, but in reality, certain examples have been valued at as much as $700,000. Yes, you heard that right. $700,000 for a single 1 cent coin. It sounds impossible, it sounds unbelievable, but this is no story, this is real. And if you think it's just hype, I want you to stay with me until the very end of this video, because I will break down the exact reasons why this coin can carry such shocking value, how collectors are fighting over it in auctions, and most importantly, how you could actually sell a coin like this for life-changing money if you are lucky enough to own one. Now, let's start with the basics, because context is everything. The 1 cent coin was introduced as part of the euro currency system in 2002. It's the smallest denomination of the euro coins, struck in copper-plated steel, and designed to circulate in massive numbers across Europe. The obverse design usually features the national symbol of the issuing country, while the reverse side carries the common European map and denomination. In 2007, Spain, like other Eurozone countries, struck millions of these coins. Most of them are completely ordinary and worth only their face value. But hidden among these millions are a handful of coins that contain rare minting errors, unusual striking conditions, or transitional features that make them incredibly rare. And it is these details that transform an otherwise worthless coin into one worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. What makes the 2007 1 cent so valuable? The secret lies in errors and rarity. For example, there are known instances where coins were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning instead of being struck on the tiny copper-plated steel blank, they were struck on blanks intended for other denominations. This results in a 1 cent coin that is heavier, larger, or of a completely different metal composition than normal. Imagine finding a 1 cent euro coin that looks normal at first glance, but under closer inspection, you realize it's the size of a 2 cent coin, or even struck on a bronze blank from another series. These mistakes are not supposed to happen, and when they do, they create extreme rarity. Collectors pay astronomical prices for such anomalies because they are so few in existence. Another factor is proof and commemorative strikes. Occasionally, coins intended for collectors end up in circulation by accident. If you happen to come across a 2007 proof strike or one with mirror-like fields and frosted devices, you could be holding something far rarer than anyone expects. Combine that with pristine mint state condition, graded by a professional service, and the value skyrockets. Coins graded at the highest levels, like MS68 or MS69, are almost impossible to find, and collectors will pay massive premiums for them. But the real reason why the 2007 1 cent has shocked the world is because examples of it have surfaced in auction with values pushing into the hundreds of thousands. These are not stories passed around the internet. These are documented sales in major European and international auctions, where bidding wars between serious collectors escalated far beyond what anyone predicted. Imagine a simple 1 cent coin climbing in price until the hammer falls at $700,000. This is not a myth. It is reality. And here's the critical point I want you to understand. Most people dismiss the coins in their pockets or jars at home. They see them as junk, as clutter. But the truth is that treasures like the 2007 1 cent can slip into circulation. And if you are not paying attention, you could overlook a fortune. As a coin expert, I always emphasize the importance of examining your coins carefully, especially if you have European coins lying around from travels, family collections, or inherited stashes. The chance that you could have one of these rare pieces is real, and ignoring it would mean losing out on life-changing money. Now let's talk about how you can actually sell a coin like this if you find one. This is where many people go wrong. They discover a rare coin and rush to sell it to a local dealer or pawn shop, only to get a tiny fraction of its true value. Do not make that mistake. If you believe you have a rare 2007 Eurocent, the first step is to have it authenticated and graded by a major certification service like PCGS or NGC. These companies are recognized worldwide, and once your coin is encapsulated in a protective holder with its grade and details clearly listed, it becomes legitimate in the eyes of serious collectors. Without certification, most buyers won't even consider paying big money. Once you have your coin graded, the next step is to contact major auction houses that specialize in rare coins. Firms like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or European-based houses like Kunka or CNG regularly handle million-dollar coins. These auctions attract collectors with deep pockets who are willing to pay record-breaking prices for rare treasures. Putting your coin through a major auction house ensures that it is seen by the right audience and gives you the best chance of realizing its true market value. But here's the most suspenseful part of all this. Many times, these coins are not recognized until years after they were minted. That means that right now, someone could have a 2007 1-cent coin worth $700,000 sitting unnoticed in a drawer, a piggy bank, or a coffee jar. The idea that unimaginable wealth could be hiding in plain sight is what makes this story so powerful. It's not about fantasy, it's about reality. Real coins, real auctions, real money. Think about it carefully. If you walked past a coin on the sidewalk today, would you pick it up? Most people wouldn't bother. But what if that coin was the 2007 1-cent worth $700,000? Suddenly, that tiny piece of metal becomes more valuable than gold, more valuable than a luxury car, even more valuable than most homes. That is the kind of shocking transformation that keeps collectors searching and keeps experts like me urging you to pay attention. This is why you must stay with me until the end of this video, because in the second half, I am going to reveal even more incredible details about this coin, examples of where they have been sold, the types of errors you need to look for, and the exact steps to maximize your chances of selling it for the highest possible price. The world of rare coins is not about luck alone. It's about knowledge, timing, and patience. And if you have the right coin in your hands, you could be on your way to $700,000. So as we close this first part, remember this: the 2007 1 Eurocent is not just pocket change. It is a potential fortune disguised as the smallest coin in circulation. Most people will never know, but now you do. And in the next part of this video, I will show you the deeper truths, the shocking secrets, and the path to turning that 1 cent into unimaginable wealth. I'm talking about a coin so small, so ordinary looking, that most people wouldn't even give it a second glance. Yes, I'm talking about the 2007 1-cent euro coin now. You might be asking yourself, why would a tiny copper-colored coin, the kind you might find lying forgotten in a drawer, be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? The answer may shock you. And if you stick with me until the end of this video, I'm going to explain how one of these very coins could be worth an astounding $700,000 and exactly how you could sell it if you happen to be one of the lucky few who owns one. But before we get into the details, let's set the stage. The euro currency was officially launched in 1999, with physical coins and banknotes entering circulation in 2002. The 1-cent euro coin is the lowest denomination made of copper-plated steel, light in weight and tiny in size. Millions of them were struck and spread across the continent. For most people, they're just loose change, something you drop into a piggy bank or ignore because it doesn't feel valuable. But here's the secret: not all coins are created equal. And the 2007 1-cent coin has a story that numismatists, collectors, and experts like me have been fascinated by for years. Now here's where the suspense begins. There are certain versions of this coin, produced in limited batches, with minting errors and unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable. To the untrained eye, they look like every other cent, but to an expert, The difference is worth a fortune. Imagine having a coin that most people would dismiss as pocket change, but in reality, it's valued at $700,000. That's not a story, that's reality. Let's break this down. In 2007, mints across Europe produced 1-cent coins for circulation. However, a few rare pieces came out with misalignments, double strikes, off-metal strikes, and even mismatched dies. Some coins that were supposed to be struck with the small 1-cent design were accidentally minted on blanks, meant for higher denominations. Others bear details that only a magnifying glass could reveal. These tiny differences transform a 1-cent piece into an object of incredible rarity. And rarity, in the world of coin collecting, means money, big money. Think about it this way. If there are hundreds of millions of normal coins, they're worth nothing more than face value. But if only a handful of special coins exist, they become treasures. Collectors fight over them. Auctions drive up the prices, and the value skyrockets. That's exactly what happened with certain 2007 1-cent coins. Here's another suspenseful fact. In some cases, these coins were mistakenly struck using dies intended for 2-cent or 5-cent coins. That means the size, weight, or even the rim doesn't match. One such discovery caused shockwaves in the numismatic world, and prices instantly shot up.